I think there's only like one family vlogger I'll ever actually like kind of agree with, and I think that's like the Ballinger family, because I think they're like a good example of showing like enough of your kids, but like only showing like cute moments. Like I remember seeing actually comments of their fandom being mad that they didn't like show their kids when their kid's rabbit died, because they just like posted a video talking about how their family was like sad about it and everything.
That's kind of weird for someone to ask, like, hey, I want to see your kid's reaction to your rabbit dying.
Yeah.
I feel like
That's really
like
weird.
what the other family vloggers influenced is like, it's okay to show your kids like grieving over someone that died. It's like they allowed that so other people would like follow that, you know?
Right, and it's pretty hilarious because I've talked about that before, you know, saying that like it's not cool for Jess to be thinking about pulling out a camera as her grandmother is like in the process of dying and is dying. And I just questioned to why she did that. And then I go, then you just think about it more and you're like, so was she really all that sad? Because in the midst of this, because obviously it can be like traumatic. I mean, she claimed to have like PTSD, I think, from it or something like that, which can happen. But the fact that she's able to, the process, picking up a camera in the midst of that is just insane to me, because, you know, I've lost a son, and during that time, the last thing I could think of or would ever think of is to pick up a camera and take pictures of it or vlog it. It's just insanity because, again, it's, were you actually that sad about it? Because if you were able to think about the money behind it, because that's the first thing these people think of is money. I mean, JesssFam just did a bunch of videos of her kid with a broken arm or broken bones or whatever. And the first thing she has on her mind is monetization. I can make money off my son's pain. Put him in the thumbnail and title. These people use their kids, and it's really, really gross. See, I know it sucks that you look at your heroes or the people you look up to and you see that they're not what they portray themselves to be, but it's also a good thing because it's also a decent life lesson for you to realize that there's some fakeness to the world. And then you can also apply that to your real life. So it's actually a good thing you learn this like hard lesson. It sucks, but it's a good lesson.
Also, I want to add something, like a prime example of like them just kind of first instinct, like picking up their camera, is when Talia, Sunkissed mama, was in Disneyland recently. La'a, her middle son, he actually got lost while in Disneyland because like they forgot to like get him. They like split up, and the first thing she did when she realized he was lost was she picked up her camera and like recorded a time lapse of her running around trying to find him.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really? I think I have a new video to cover.
Yeah, you should definitely check out that.
That's insane. See, that's what I'm talking about. Were you that concerned though?
It's like, that's so scary. Like,
that was like one of the red flags that I saw of her. It was like, oh, not only the mask thing, but this, like your child, we would understand. Like, I hope they know, like, we would understand. Like, you don't need to document everything. We would understand. I feel like your main priority is, she said it before, is your children.
Absolutely.
Make it your children, not your lifestyle. Like, not the camera or anything. Like, we would. I think as like fans too, we would understand. But prioritize your child first, like, especially of how little they are.
Right, and their priority is not vlogging a broken computer screen, vlogging themselves looking for their child at Disneyland. That's their priority.
Yeah, also like immediately when they found La'a, like they recorded him crying and everything. And I'm like, what? Like, this kid just like realized that you lost him and forgot about him. Like, because she even said she was able to, like, I don't know if you've ever been to Disneyland, but like there's Fantasyland and then there's like Critter Country, which they're like 15-ish, 20-minute walk from each other. And they were all the way in Fantasyland when they lost him and were able to make it all the way over there without even realizing that they had lost him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not even surprised.
There's one thing that I want to point out is that I've been seeing a lot of comments about these, like in videos that were made about this situation, was that what happens what happens if this was like Lilia? Like, I can't imagine like what happens if this was your own child.
Oh yeah, Jess. me and my wife were saying the same thing.
Like, would you want that person to treat the way that you did to us? I was like,
Well,
It was
no.
just
Look what happened when there was that altercation at that restaurant where that
Panda
like
Express.
old Karen, Panda Express, where that old Karen like yelled or talked down to her kids. She freaked out, right? An adult talking to that, and she did the same shit she did to you guys. Well, I'm sorry for whatever happened in your life. That all that garbage, stupid mentality. Because by the way, you don't have to have something in your life to be an asshole. You can just be a flat out asshole.
she brought up one thing in the live about saying like, why are you going to your family? Blah blah blah. I was like, when was that your business? And like in our like lives, like you don't know our like story because we're not like you you are a public figure. She keeps on denying that. Like we are not. She was
Talia
saying
said
about that.
specifically, like, what is a public figure? Like, I'm a person. I'm a real person. I'm not a public figure. And it's like, you are, though. You have an influence on people. You have 200,000 subscribers. Like, you have to understand that you're a public figure to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, and just before anything, ends, I feel like we should fill in the left out parts of the story. I mean, specifically where Talia was commenting on my main post.
Okay.
So she gets to my main account off of my fan page and comments. You can see it here, like right here.
I have it up.
We'll post a screenshot. It's gonna be it's the one at the top. It's gonna be backwards. And so I immediately send this to
The fact that she had
our
to
friends.
she had to do that much to go on Juliet's main.
To go on my main.
To
Even
redo
when
the
I didn't like go on her main, we were simply talking amongst our fan pages.
Yeah.
And she decides to
Those
go
are the
on
only
my
people that
main
usually-
account.
People usually, when we're live, those are the only people, are just our friends around the fan base. So
Yeah. And I mean, which by the way, it would have been funny because both my sisters were, two of my sisters were tagged in this post. So if one of them, or if one of them were to come on here, I thought that would have been funny. But anyways, so
they're so funny.
yeah, so our friend Steph, she responds to her first, and she had a fan page for Jess, but now is a fan page for someone else. So our friend Steph posts, "Oh,
and we were
you're
all on our
being
main
that
account.
petty?" Yes, this is all on our main
On
account,
our
by
main-
the way. And then Chloe responds, again to Sunkissed Mama. She says, "Oh, so we are doing this now." And Sunkissed Mama responds to Chloe saying, "Me, petty? ? Practice what you preach? ? Which
I think
didn't
she
make
meant
sense because we didn't go. I mean, I think she meant our specifically me not wearing a mask at Disney, which is completely untrue, and I'll explain that in a second. But so then after I'm done writing to Sunkissed Mama, I comment back to her and I say, "Are you for fucking real right now? For your information, I vlogged the entire thing and had my mask on the entire time. Only times me and my family took our masks off was to take pictures. You are arguing with 15-year-olds. Not only did you look through my fan account, but you went to my personal. As I've stated, I love you and Jess very much, and this is so crazy to me." So, and then Chloe responds to Sunkissed Mama's comment saying, "Me, petty? Practice what you preach." Chloe responds saying, "Why are you bringing this into our personal accounts?" And then our friend Steph responds, "You replied to the wrong person, but you're the one taking it to the fan's personal account? ? And then Talia responded to me, and this was all just like in a span of like 10 minutes.
She started blocking them.
Oh yeah. She says
blocked,
to me,
though.
"I just find it odd. You were originally pressed about not wearing a mask at Disney, and here you are." And then I respond to her and I said, "You want me to send you videos? I pulled my mask down for a picture. This is fucking pathetic." And then Chloe responds again. She says, "You can talk to us, but don't bring this shit into our personal accounts." And then Sunkissed Mama says, "Please don't tell me what I can and can't do. This is the real world. Don't dish it if you can't take it." Which is funny because then they proceed to talk to us, taunt us.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically saying they can't
that's
take
what
it.
ticked me off. I was like, are you serious right now? Like, I could not believe this was happening in my front eyes.
Right?
Yeah,
that's
so-
coming from people who like literally can't take an opposing opinion.
Literally. So then Serena joins the convo and they say, "You didn't follow Disneyland rules wearing a mask indoors." Sunkissed Mama says back to our friend Steph, which I don't know what comment this was. Oh, she said you're taking this to a fan's personal account. She replies to Sunkissed Mama and says, "Oh, so you're allowed to attack my personal account?" Which, by the way, no comments were ever made on her account. Nobody ever DM'd her. This was a discussion within our stories, and just talks between the fandom.
But this is obviously this did not click to her, but she is a public figure. She's gonna get comments like these. If this is what you legit sign up for, I thought people, if you were gonna do this, like, expect this to get criticism and all of this. Like, if you're not gonna like it, don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or turn off your comments. Like,
yeah.
Also, I want to add that we're not the only people who are talking about this. If you were to look into their TikTok comments, it was so many comments about that.
Yeah. So after Sunkissed Mama said to Serena, "Is this the problem?" Oh, wait. Okay. So when Serena said you didn't follow Disneyland rules wearing a mask indoors, Sunkissed Mama says, is this the problem? Not wearing a mask? ? Yikes. So
it wasn't
red flag though.
It was not. It was not our main point, but it still is a problem.
But
yeah,
still,
the reason
it was one of our points.
The reason I mentioned that was because she was commenting on how Juliet was unmasked.
Oh yeah,
of course, at Disneyland, and it was ironic.
I have a video of it.
Yeah, she was indoors unmasked, and it was just quite ironic.
Which is still, by the way, very much very much required. You can't even step into a building in Disney without being reminded to keep your mask on or put a mask on or get a mask.
They will give you masks or they will make you leave.
Yeah, so it's not.
She walked into a building with a mask on, got on the ride, and took it off.
It took it off. It does not seem like a mistake or accident. She, you could see she actually just took it off.
Oh yeah. They don't care. They don't care. They just do it for a show, for the vlog, or
if you don't
walk in and then they'll take it off.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. If you cannot follow the rules, don't go to Disneyland. It's really simple.
Exactly. That's really it.
You're lucky. We're lucky enough to even be able to go to these parks right now. So if you want to keep it like that, follow the rules. If not, stay home. You can do other stuff.
And also, they have it literally posted everywhere. There will be signs. There will be over the little announcements stuff.
Yeah,
saying
announcements.
It was even in Talia's vlog. It was even in the workers said that in order to get on the ride, you need to wear a mask, and I think they handed them.
This keeps going on. This went on for a lot of comments. So I responded to her because when she responded to me on my story, she said, "This is so lame. I would never put my energy into something this lame." So I responded saying, "I thought you would never, quotation marks, put your energy into something this lame, quotation marks." And then Steph responds to her again and saying, "You're a public figure, ? Bro, what? You're what? In your late 20s and you're doing all this. Think about that." So Serena then says, "It's sad because I've had my great grandma died and you following basic rules isn't a huge deal. I'm sorry, but genuinely, please re-examine yourself as you have kids and are an adult calling out children that are talking about being disappointed. It truly is sad seeing someone you loved be so disgusting towards their fans." And then Chloe responds again to Sunkissed Mama saying, "No, because that's not the point. I never said I can't take it. It's just our family and friends can see this, and it's going to look bad that a 28-year-old is commenting on a 15-year-old post." So that's pretty much at the point. There was no comments further. Talia at that point,
for her safety.
Yeah, Talia blocked all of us at that point.
Blocked all of us. That's why
on our main accounts.
And she was calling y'all petty.
Yes, yeah, and she went onto my account. And just to be clear, I do have my mask off in some of the pictures, as you can see here, but outside,
we're all vaccinated too. We're all vaccinated.
Yeah, we're all vaccinated. Indoors, you can see me and my sister with our masks on,
but it's just
outdoors, me and my sister with our mask on. So this was just personally aggravating to me that she wants to make me look bad to make herself look better when I am in fact wearing a mask. So
guys, I gotta show you something. No mask.
Here, let me.
Really bad. No mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm
like,
like,
you know, it's not really comparable for like a picture.
Yeah, exactly.
No, and
I
also,
thought I don't know if she's, I'm so sorry, but I don't know if she was like joking about it, but if she was actually serious, I was like, I thought out of all you would have understood that
I
because
mean, as she says, it was just very lame. It was lame for her to go onto my account, and I felt personally very defensive because I was like, I have a 10-year-old sister that obviously can't be vaccinated, and I try my very best when I'm going to school. I keep my mask on unless I'm eating or drinking water. Wherever I go, I keep my mask on, and my whole family does, simply just to protect one person in our family. And the fact that she can't protect the 3 children she has that are her children. Like, this is my sister, and she can't protect her children. And it's just, I got very, angry at that.
Oh, understandably, because their first priority isn't their children, it's to go to Disney.
Yeah.
That's the only thing on their mind. And that's why you can see them being so pressed when they can't go to Disney, because they can't handle it. Because
Yeah.
they don't want to do anything else. They live for Disney. And okay, Disney's cool, and I've been there like a couple times, but I haven't been there in a long time, like even before my wife was born. Like, yeah, it'd be cool to go, but I got other things to handle, other things to do, and I'm not like upset that I can't go. But JesssFam can't even function without Disney.
yeah.
also to add, every single like picture that Juliet had without a mask on, you can see her mask clearly on her person. Like, she constantly had it on her in the quick glimpses of photos where she didn't have her mask on. It was always in sight.
Yeah, I saw some of the stories to where I think it was Juliet's, where she was showing because I went through the Instagrams and saw that you were proving that you had the mask on hand, ready to go. You just were taking pictures, and you showed the video proof walking through the hallway with the mask on and everything. Well, then you see have video evidence of Talia and JesssFam going to Tennessee with other vlog moms from around the country and going in crowds of people, going to bars, getting drunk, which is whatever, but you're doing that all in crowds of people, but you're getting drunk. You think you're being safe when you're doing that? They are major hypocrites. And the fact that they're trying to like throw what they say is safe in your face is just insanity.
I mean, specifically at the time she went to Tennessee, in California, we still had very strict mandates that we needed to wear our masks indoors. And, like I live in an apartment building, and, we had to wear our masks inside the hallways, like regardless, we had to wear our mask. And, the fact that she had 5 kids at home, and when she went to Tennessee and just did not care. It's like the minute there's no mandate or no one, I guess, forcing you to do it, it's suddenly like, let's go. We can.
Yeah,
do
it doesn't
this.
exist. Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't exist. The pandemic is suddenly it's evaporated.
Well, KK and Baby J, they'll show themselves wearing a mask for the vlog, but then they go to other places and you see them not wearing a mask, or even sometimes where they are in Florida doesn't have a mask mandate. They don't actually have to wear a mask. They're just doing it for the vlog. And they never cared about it anyways, because in the beginning of 2020, when everywhere was getting mandatory lockdowns, and it was in the middle of the mandatory lockdown, they literally had friends come over, traveled a couple hours away, which is just all sorts of risk involved, and they did that to fake a pregnancy. I mean,
I didn't even know that.
The pregnancy was real. It was just their friends, and Karen, she clickbaited it as her own.
Oh.
And that was all during mandatory lockdown or mandatory quarantine for Florida.
Also, like, to continue on with what we were talking about, like, about what happened after that, like, we all had FaceTimed about it and everything, and decided to go back on live. And Chloe started the live, and the live was intended for her to like say goodbye to her account and everything. And me and Juliet both joined, and our friend Hannah also joined as well. And so
this was the live that they joined on. So
So
and then,
we were just kind of reiterating what we had been saying the entire time, like about why we were upset, and like why she was leaving and stuff like that. And then like Talia went and joined the chat and stuff.
Wait, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but this is before that. Talia and her sister too, they unfollowed me like right away after they unfollowed me. I was like, oh, I was upset.
So
of course,
you can't get any notifications after
you don't get
unfollow
notifications. So they legit had to like, well, probably my account is already like on their searcher, but like they had to go to my account to see that I was live. So they already unfollowed me. They're already done with me, but it's okay.
They're off without that because it's just toxic. You know what I mean? It sucks, but it's like having to get rid of a friend and you don't really want to, but but you know that friend is toxic.
It's definitely gonna be hard to get used to, like that feeling. Oh, you're not there for that anymore. Like I even talked about like this is like what brought me down a lot on the situation, what I was gonna miss, or like the losing that bond. Because again, I was really close with the whole family. Like I at least had like a conversation with them, and it's still gonna hurt, but you gotta know like the quote unquote like positive side of how this is gonna come out too.
I think specifically before we wrap this up or anything, what hurt the most is that, you know, after looking back at this and watching a few other people's point of view on it, I can see now how their only like goal for this was to make sure they looked good, which going on live with teenagers doesn't make you look good, but it was to make sure to see that their point was right and everything they did was right. But now essentially they have put a target on our backs to, I don't know, kind of make us look like, I don't know, they gave this an opportunity so people could come and, you know, be very negative, at least I know, towards Serena and Chloe. They opened that door for their, you know,
they knew
other
what they were
28-year-old fans to come on to our accounts and just
spam you with hate. Spam you with actual hate. Spam you guys with actual real hate.
Yeah,
like, and that the fact that we don't even have like we have no place really in the internet besides our fan pages, and we are being kind of thrown into this, and that's not at all what we wanted. What we wanted in the start was to show an opinion, and it has turned into such like it was turned into such a greater thing that ended up kind of just being so hurtful and gave us this target that we don't really know how to deal with.
Oh, and they knew what they were doing too. They knew they knew that their community, that's supposed to be your guys' community too, to come in and berate you guys. And they knew they used their own community, which again you guys are in, and use them as a weapon to defend them because they can't do it themselves, for one, because obviously like they can't handle teenage girls having an opinion about them. And you know, if they actually came in and had a constructive conversation, that would make them look good. That would be like, okay, they can have a conversation with their community and see from both sides of the fence. But to them, only their opinion matters. You're not allowed to have an opinion about them and say anything against them. Even if you say like, oh, I don't like that you did that, something simple like that, you are now a hater and there's something wrong with your life and something happened to you.
Yeah.
And also it's like to see the kind of like comments and DMs we were getting, like I know like we were getting people telling us like that we need to kill ourselves and stuff like that, and people making fun of our appearances. Like one of the only comment that I think actually affected me was someone like was making fun of my accent at one point in time, because I'm Mexican and like when I say a lot of words my accent will like really come through. And I don't know, like to see like these grown women, and it's funny because when I would look in their bios, like I would see like mommy too, da 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 da, and like some of their kids would be my age or just slightly younger than me, and I'm like, what? Like, how would you feel to people doing this with your children? And then also, like another thing I want to add, is the entire time Talia and Jess joined our live, they kept on like going off camera and then like whispering and then laughing, and like the entire time they were laughing like they thought it was funny.
Oh, they were being like snooty.
It felt like such a mean girl type of vibe, and it was I don't even see people in my high school act like that.
No. And all those other women who were coming in and saying things about you guys are probably just carbon copies of JesssFam and Talia. I mean, imagine your argument being just making fun of some, how they look. And I get that too, because obviously I speak out against these people. So I get a lot of hate from their communities too. And they say the same things. They'll make fun of how I look or how I talk, or just they'll say things like, again, I don't show my life on camera, but they do. So when I say something about JesssFam or KK and Baby J or whatever vlogger, what I'm saying is based upon their life, because that's exactly what they show. Me, I don't make content on my life, but all of these people will come in and just assume things about my life. And they'll say things like, you shouldn't be talking about someone else's relationship because you don't have one, yet I'm basically married.
I'm so sorry to change my whole location. But I wanted to point out what Talia posted like the other day was this quote, and it was like saying, "Never apologize for saying what you feel. It's like saying sorry for being real." Now, maybe you should. It is just like so hypocritical. Like what she posted that when that's what we were doing.
Yeah, that's exactly what you guys were doing, and then she hated it.
She also posted a video of her and Leila in the car, and she was like singing like "I don't F with you" and stuff like that, which she
it was
never
by
does.
6ix9ine here. I have it because I was making fun of it. I was like, okay,
like never posts that type of things ever. So like you have to think that it's directed towards you. Also with like them saying going on this lame Disney trip, like there's no way you can think then for that to be directed at
Oh
us,
no, it's
because
totally directed at you, because I'll post things and make videos about other vloggers, especially KK and Baby J, because they're my main source, because I think they're one of the worst ones out there. Or make a post or something like that about them, and then the day of or the very next day they'll post something on their stories that kind of like is the opposite of what I'm saying, and it's just like, bro, you guys literally did this.
it's like I find it so funny. It's like, what was that? Well, in my opinion, what was that supposed to do towards me? Like, I'm not the one, like, you brought this situation on yourself, and we are in a way we are helping you,
Yeah,
but
she probably just
that did not
posted
click,
that.
of course.
She probably posted that post to make herself feel better about the situation, because then she's like, oh well, my opinion is valid, my opinion's true, so I need to not care what other people say. But then like she literally shit on what you guys were saying.
it feels so like fake for them to just constantly like during that live to just like bash us and then just like nothing happened, when
Basically.
genuinely it was a huge like I've seen multiple people speaking about this, and it's like they have to know what's going on. Like there's no way they don't know what's going on, and I just genuinely hope that at some point in time we could apologize or something, not because I want them to feel better about themselves for apologizing, because like we all genuinely deserve that, because these are people that we've been idolizing for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And, like it's not okay for them to treat us, let alone anyone else, like that.
Well, especially because you guys dedicate time to like posting and doing those edits and stuff like that. Like, and that's probably why they addressed you guys more than anyone else, was because you guys are the fan pages and Chloe the only Talia fan page. So they probably addressed that because you guys are more like super fans compared to the other ones, because you guys dedicated entire accounts to them.
But I also think like them acting in that way, it truly does reflect their like fans. Like I'm not saying their fans have fan pages, but like all their like little mom fans, because they act exactly.
Oh yeah, that's why in some of my videos I refer to them as cronies, because they're like little cronies, little clones of JesssFam or Talia or Karen or Kira. No matter what they do, they're never wrong. Like I had somebody on my page, I made a video, maybe it was about JesssFam, I can't remember, but they were like, you're wrong about this. I agree. Oh, it was JesssFam. So I agree that JesssFam is privileged and that she shouldn't whine about this and that, but you're wrong. And I'm like, how am I wrong if you agree with me?
Yeah, I can definitely say that I know a lot of people who use that kind of mindset in the fandom, and I'm very glad to say that we've like opened up a lot of their a little bit.
Yeah, I'm glad your guys' eyes have been open to it as well, because that's one goal my content too is to help open people's lives to things. And like you said, you're kind of thinking about old vlogs and you're starting to question what was said and done before.
Yeah, and it's just very sad to see that this is the way that we had to realize that these aren't good people, is for them to be personally attacking us, But all of us can say that we're truly glad that it happened sooner rather than later, and that we weren't supporting people for
10 years.
5 more it's like we could have wasted so much more time than we already have on caring about these people when they care literally not at all about us.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a hard pill to swallow, but that's just the reality of it. And it's a good lesson. It's a harsh lesson, but it's a good lesson for young people to go through.
I can definitely say for all of us, it will not be anytime soon that we're going to
yeah.
utilizing.
You guys are going to be raising eyebrows in every vlog you watch probably from now on.
I don't even think I'm going to be watching much more vlogs after this.
Well, that's good though, to be honest. I mean, my mentality on this is always focus on you and your life and your family over somebody else's, because that's what's more important. Your family is more important than that. And if you watch them for entertainment, you have time for it, fine. But don't make it a life dedication, because if you make a life dedication, all you're doing is helping them and not helping yourself.
Yeah.
And there's way too many people out there focused on not helping themselves over or they don't focus on themselves, and they just focus on somebody else's life, and it only helps them because they generate money while you're just dedicating time to them.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having us. It was really
thank you.
Yeah, this was really great.
I think it's amazing.
Did learn lessons to always keep in mind about.
Oh,
so
yeah,
thank you for that. Really.
Yeah, and once you guys, if you guys watch my videos, you guys might pop
definitely.
on a vlog and go holy shit, what is this? How come I didn't see this before either? I point out so many things. I still need to make a part 3 to this video, but I made a video on when JesssFam and Kira from OK Baby and Talia, whatever, they went to Tennessee, and there was that kidnapping, quote unquote, situation. I actually proved it to be fake. So I still need to make a 3rd part to the video, but those 2 videos prove that with timelines and stuff like that, it just doesn't add up. So highly suggest go watching those. And it goes a lot deeper than you guys realize for now. It's way worse, unfortunately. But no, I appreciate you guys coming on here. I'm glad I got a hold of you. I appreciate you guys coming on here. I think it's great that you guys have been open. It sucks, but it's good. And hopefully this situation helps other people within their community realize. And I think it did, because like you said, there was on TikTok where a lot of people were questioning what's going on, which is good. It's always good to question. Unfortunately, JesssFam and Talia will just label everyone haters.
Yep.
And turned into a hater.
Yeah. Welcome to the Jealous Hater Club, guys. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys talking to me. Keep in touch.
Yeah, if you have any questions, you can just DM us.
Cool. All right. Hey, you guys have a good night.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.